Oh, let's do this. I know it seems like it's the same. I know it feels like it's the same. Each one of these videos is its own unique entity, all unto itself. Compare it to snowflakes or whatever, but it's much more different than snowflakes. I mean, each one is a different thought. I'm not offended that people think it's the same. I mean, I got the same format. Quta is now getting up there with Deadpool, Tiny Deadpool, and being something that's basically static in these videos, and I did that on purpose. But now that my descriptions are getting less and less, and I'm not kind of like throwing out a feeling or marking what is the major point of the video, I got a comment about how these am I just posting the same video over and over again? And I was like going, so you listen to the Phone It In song or what? Because I understand that, like, I was actually the Phone It In song, if you've ever listened to that one, the parody, if you ever listen to that song, you'll notice that I sing a lot of things like going, why create new when I can post the same video? And I'm actually making fun of content creators that's what they do. In fact, I was told to do that in my consistency. That if you can't do a new video, do a recap, but always post a new video every day, no matter what. I was told that, and I have done recap videos, especially for subathons and stuff like that. When I'm out and taking a break and doing something else, I even used morning commute as a filler video for my fourth subathon to get to 100. When I wrote that song, I was running out of material from the original launch, still in the realm of like not even looking at people who were just starting out. I was looking at the people who were successful and people who were making a name for themselves, and pretty much the people who were up and coming. When somebody told me that Mayuni was a big streamer, even when I just met her, I was like going, that's what a big streamer is. I was used to people, especially on YouTube, because 1,000 people is the start here on YouTube. People is where that's where you begin. That's not you didn't make it with 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube. You don't make it. When they talk about small streamers, they talk about small streamers with 500 people. Pretty much anybody who has under 1,000 is considered a small streamer. They're expecting you to the bottom. The low end of a small streamer is 500 people. So me, with my 80, and you guys are powerful, but with my 80, I don't even know if I qualify as a small streamer. And the whole thing is very disheartening. That song, I was making fun of them. I was making fun of them because a lot of the content that I saw was just boring as hell. And I was just like going, how are these people huge when this is what they put out? I gave VTubers like mad props at the time when I was just starting to be a streamer. I really did think that people who podcasted or did all that stuff, I really did think that they were going away. They were going to become extinct because of it. Because VTubers content was just that much better. And then after a while, they stopped creating. VTubers now, in my opinion, and I don't know, I'm looking for the people who create original content. But VTubers now are basically, they're just, streamers with an avatar. I could watch somebody without an avatar, a flesh tuber, whatever you want to call them, just a YouTuber. I can watch them just as easily as I can watch somebody who is a VTuber at this point. I mean, 3 years ago, that's all different. The landscape is completely different. The VTubers were just making a name for themselves, and they were hitting the ground running. I adored Lootcast. questions, they're all submit your questions and we'll ask them. And partly it's because their chat is freaking just zooming by. So if you ask a question in chat, like you used to be able to do, but the chat is zooming by, and there's no way to get those questions in. So they have now, you have to do a pre-show, ask your questions. And you don't have threads anymore. It's just one question after another question after another question. And they don't even get to all the questions. There's just so many now. It is amazing to me. I'm actually really happy for it, but I just don't want it to be so formulaic. I don't like that anymore. It's not why I watch VTubers. And I owe certain VTubers a lot of why I'm here, why I'm doing what I'm doing. Iron Mouse being one of them. I've said her name a million times. Project Melody is another one. And even Nux Taku. I got a lot. I remember when he didn't have 1 million subscribers on YouTube. When you could just kind of make fun of him in his chat and do the thing, and for the most part he just ran videos. He would just comment below and he would respond to the comments. Those days are gone. Now I'm just lucky if he even sees the comment. I've seen Iron Mouse do some amazing things, especially handling chat. And she could run, and I'm not kidding. She could run a complete total comedy routine. Just responding to chat. I don't know why she doesn't, but she could. Talking about her day, talking about things that are going on, talking about other VTubers that she simps for. She could easily run a forever stream, like when she did the 30 days. She could easily, without having to create any new content, without having to rely on somebody else's content, replay old videos or anything like that, except when she's maybe sleeping. But she doesn't even have to do that. She could just let chat have its own deal while she's sleeping. She could have done that. But she didn't. And like I said, reviewing videos. Bebe was one of the ones that did that when she first started. I think Meanders did it, where they like a daily dose of internet and stuff like that. They were playing, or they pick on somebody. Mayoni used to do that. She had a few people that she her go-to YouTubers. that she would run their videos and make comments, do a reaction on the stream, and I hate those things. And one of the main reasons that I don't like, doing, especially when you're in chat and you're reacting to things. The reason I don't like that is because they detract from the streamer actually paying attention to chat, actually talking about something of substance. Because I don't care how much substance the video has, it's not theirs. It's not their original content. It's not their creation. It's basically lazy video making. If they were replaying their old content, I totally understand. I know that a lot of people do their, for their anniversary, they do their debut streams, and I think that that is hysterical that they do those. I think it's hysterical. I love it too. So that's very different than replaying a TV show or somebody's ghost hunting video or something with their cats or whatever. Daily dose of internet. Basically, that's what that video does. It just takes clips from the internet, and some guy with a very nasally voice comments on it. It's a not something that I'm interested in at all. I adore Bebe, I adore Nanners, I adore anybody, all the people who ended up using that as kind of a filler. But like I said, there's so much more they could have been doing. I think it's also one of the reasons why I don't like people playing games. Right now, what's really hot is Cult of the Lamb. And Cult of the Lamb is fine because there's like a little bit of participation. It's basically an add your chat's names into the game, and I think that that's hysterical. And the randomly assigned stuff that they get, and how good they are, or cynical they are, or dissenting they are, it's all random. But streamer can use that, have fun with it, and have a huge interaction with their chat. It's hysterical. But it's I am probably in 30, maybe 40 cults. I try to have them running, because when I'm participating in them, I like to make fun of my character. I think it adds a lot to the game. And then the game, you beat the game. And the game ends. And that's it. And so when I'm talking about how I'm in 20 to 30 cults, I probably am in a handful now. I'm active for the game. And now that game is done, and nobody's going to play it again. And that's it. trend has come in, the trend has passed. I think it was a good test to see how people's chats interact with them. I think that's an awesome thing. I have a lot of interaction, especially on Twitter. I love it. I think it's great. It warms my heart and everything like that. But I have never completed a one like for one answer ever. I've gotten very close. I think it's either 40 or 50. If it was 50, I'm sorry, I made a 50, or it might have been 50. But if it was 40, I'd laugh because I know that I got to 32. I think it was 50. 32 is as far as I've ever gotten in one of those things, and I am still amazed by that, because the highest number that I got to previous to that was 2. Two likes. And I was pretty slick when I did it, because somebody else was doing it and they just completed it. I hopped on the bandwagon. They said I stole it from them, and it kind of went like gangbusters for a little bit. I think I got near the halfway point, like 20, and I retweeted it. I quote tweeted it first, and then I retweeted it, and I got up to 30, and it's fine. It is what it is. I made it as far. The run lasted as long as the run was going to go. Few people added in their own, asked. I put it out there. Like, if you didn't see a question you want me to answer, ask away. And people took that to mean, type in a number. So they typed in a number, but I still answered them. I still played the game. I gooped up and made that mistake, and I won't do that again. But 100 days of anime is more my speed. I know it sounds kind of bad, but I really can't depend on followers. I really don't mean it. It sounds bad now that I'm saying it out loud. It sounds much better in my head. But what I really mean by that is that I need to continue to do my content. I need to continue to strive for better and challenge myself, because the interaction has never really been there. I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would do if all of a sudden that changed. I know a lot of people, like somebody was talking about like how popular I am or how big I am, and I'm like, I'm not even on the radar yet. I don't have. I don't have any of the things that you might think I have. I am. Hell, I can't even afford to fix my muffler. I can't even afford to get better computers, and so I end up having scuffed frames, like I did last night, where I couldn't run my microphone, and my computer just ran super duper hot for what seemingly no reason. This is all. It's all coming to an end. And I would adore it. Whatever the next phase is of what I do, and where it's the reason why I shake things up so much, is because I know that I don't want it to seem abrupt when the changes happen. Actually, I want it to go seamless. I want you to think that it didn't even happen. It's like I recently completely changed how I create cues, and I'm still working out a lot of the other details and things like that. But I completely changed it. I do not make cues the same way. I found something that was actually working originally. I was using a template. I was building the template up, and I was going through all the motions, and then I noticed that I was making the same lines. They look different every time, which is part of the unique style of a cue. But I was making the same lines over and over and over again. And when I start, I was taking the template, and the first thing I was doing was deleting all of the layers to only the layers that I was going to use. And that actually took a lot of time. I know it doesn't seem like it, but it took a lot of time. So now I'm making kind of like a dress-up book with Q. Is the way I'm doing it now. It is working so much faster, but I'm still setting it up. I'm still working out all of the kinks and stuff like that. It's not perfect. I had to change the entire design of the model for the template. I had to redraw it. I don't know how it's going to receive, because I'm so close to it, I can't tell. Of all of the designs, I mean, somebody asked me, like, I don't know how you came up with the cues, my little yellow monster. And the truth of the matter is that I did like 10 designs originally. This was one of them. I posted all of them. This one just kind of just was able to make it through. It wasn't the most popular. I believe the teddy bear avatar was definitely the most popular at the time of the original cues that I drew. I wanted to make it so that it was something like a little more personal. I wanted to have a kind of a duck body with a duck bill, but not be a platypus. And then after a while, and I also did an otter. I also did an otter one as well, and those I was actually doing full designs for, and I needed to have kind of a placeholder, and I used the gremlin cue. As the placeholder, and I was kind of having a little bit of fun with it. It was being very cheeky, because when I was designing my actual model, I wasn't giving myself any clothes. I was going to be buck-ass naked. And I didn't see what time it was. I think I still have a little bit of time. Yeah, a few minutes. But yeah, I was buck-ass naked, but I was covered in fur, and like for some reason that's acceptable. And I was never going to give myself pants. I'm always going to wear a t-shirt. It was the one thing that carried over into every single one of the cues that I drew was to wear t-shirts that basically set my mood. I was going to do it as kind of like a free advertisement. I was going to advertise VTubers and streamers, and doing advertisements. If I got a sponsor, I would put the sponsor on my t-shirt. The t-shirt was not supposed to be the subject on the t-shirt. I wasn't going to draw. That wasn't meant to be drawn. I was going to just copy pasta, whatever it was, put it on the t-shirt and be done with it. And it was supposed to be very quick and very easy to do. And as time went on, I was starting to realize that like people got very offended with doing the copy pasta. I can't think of the name of the group, but there was a group that actually had like little superhero uniforms, and because I had a t-shirt, I did the t-shirt of their logo on my uniform, and I got rejected, and they got really offended the fact that I did this. Like, you have to give the artist freaking credit. And so I said, how about it if I just take it off instead? So I took off the logo, and then they got even more offended by that. To the point where I think they blocked me. And I was doing it. I was having fun with, somebody who basically, was supporting them, and, we were kind of having like a tongue-in-cheek thing with the whole thing. So it was like what it was supposed to be. It was just supposed to be fun, and all of a sudden the creators of it just sucked the fun out of it because I guess they could monetize it. They realized they could make money, and nothing original, no, kind of Flash Gordon-y superhero outfits, and just kind of stupid. And I don't even know what they're doing because, like I said, I think they blocked me. But it was right before somebody else freaking had me banned. So I mean, like it all there's when you're finding your way, sometimes you stumble. And just so you know, that when people did that stuff to me, I took it to heart. It has affected the way I interact with other people. People like don't even like wonder why I kind of like standoffish with people, and or I don't I will stop following people randomly who aren't following me back, because if we're not mutuals, I don't even really want to deal with you. I mean, it really boils down to that. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. It's just, I have to have that so that I can progress forward. Fan art is fine. Fan art's my, like me drawing somebody as a cue, that's my in. That's my I accept you and I love you and stuff like that. But if you don't love me back, I mean, which is fine and dandy. You can definitely do that, but don't expect me to continue to love you. I mean, it's like I have so much other work that I'm doing. I have so many other things that I'm involved with, that if I'm not your mutual, it's like I don't have time for that. I don't have time to not be a mutual. And that includes people like Iron Mouse. That includes people like Nuxtaku, who I admire, the reason why I do these things is because of them. And I'm not their mutual. I don't think I'm ever going to be on their radar enough to be seen. And I'm okay with that. I wish it was better. But you can definitely see, like, especially with my earlier work, with and even when I was doing the cues, I still added them in because they're a part of it, and I want the cues to be open for that. There are plenty of people who are not my mutuals who I've made cues. And then there are the people who basically follow me all over the place, and I haven't even gotten a chance to make them the cue. And I feel bad about that. I've been trying to remedy that issue for a while now. And it's been a lot slower going than I thought it was going to be. But it is what it is, as they say, and I gotta make things work. as much as I have a lot of time on my hands to be doing things like that, where seemingly I have time on my hands, I'd rather spend it with people who want to spend time with me. It really does boil down to that. I'd rather be spent with people that when they make a joke and I tell a joke and stuff like that, and we can laugh and laugh and laugh. Because without that, it's like, why bother? Not to say anything, but it's you know, I like a lot of TV show characters, and I've had waifus galore on anime since I knew what anime was. First it was Best Girl, but waifus I think is where what it really became. And I've had that forever, and it's been a part of my life. And the thing is that if I was asked, somebody who I'm having an interaction with, or an anime character, I would choose the person that I'm interacting with. Now, if I'm dealing with somebody who, if it's mutuals, that means that somebody who treats me as an equal and allows me into the things that they're doing, or somebody who's basically bigger, whom I might have a chance to. I don't care about the person who's bigger. The person who I'm having the fun with, that's where I'm going. Because that's what I'm doing this for. I'm not doing this to become famous. I don't want to become famous. Too old to be dealing with all this shit. But wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're having an awesome time doing it. And it definitely would mean the world to me if you made a comment. I'm telling you. One of these days, somebody's going to make a comment and I'm going to basically flip out. I'm going to not know what to do. I'm going to be like, humada. I can't believe they did that. But, it is what it is. Thank you for being you. That's what really matters. And as always, cool beans. Alright? Take care.